Hey guys, Kenny Pugh here, certified life coach and entrepreneurs, helping entrepreneurs move beyond average in their lives and their businesses so they can experience success. And I am here with you today because I just finished meeting with one of my clients, and the question that I posed to my client had me thinking that this was something that I think would benefit a lot more people. And so I wanted to share this with you as well. And so the question that I posed to my client was, is your business in alignment with your life purpose? Or does your life purpose reflect the things that you're doing in your business? And the immediate feedback was yes. Yes, it does. Then upon thinking about it a little bit more, it was like, well, maybe it does. And then finally reached a point where it was like, I don't know. I don't know if my business reflects my life purpose. I never really thought about that. And so that led me to this point where we walked through an exercise, and I'm going to give you kind of the express version of it because it's a little more extensive. But there are four questions that you can ask yourself that will get you to a place where you can identify your life purpose statement and to see whether or not your business is in alignment with your life purpose statement. And so kind of join me here in on my little whiteboard. And so in order to identify what your life purpose statement is, there are four questions that you can ask yourself to see if you can get to the point where you get that life purpose statement. The first question is, what do I love to do? Question number one, without a shadow of a doubt, what are the things that I love to do? What do I love to do? What brings a smile to my face when I think about doing these things? And I want you to come up with 5 to 7 responses for each one of the questions that we pose here. So we're going to come up with 5 to 7 responses to each one of these questions. And I want you to kind of write those things down. What do I love to do? Come up with 5 to 7 responses. The second question to ask yourself is this. What am I good at? What am I good at? What skills do I possess? What is the thing that people come to me and say, man, you're good at this? Or you know that you have a natural talent for? What are the 5 to 7 things that you can come up with that you can list as things that you are good at? I want you to come up with 5 to 7 responses to that question as well. And so the first one is, what do you love to do? What do you have passion for? The second one is, what are you good at? And so they can differ. You can love to sing, but you might not be able to sing. You could be good at cooking, but you might not love to cook. Those are 2 different questions and 2 different sets of responses. And so come up with 5 to 7 responses for each of these. The third question to ask yourself is, what will make my life feel complete? I call this my why, or your why. What will make my life feel complete? What are the things that will make your life feel complete? What are the 5 to 7 things that will make you say, all right, I feel good about my life? Is it the ability to be able to retire? Is it the ability to be able to pay off debt? Is it the ability to go out and be able to travel? What are the things that will make you say, my life feels complete? What are some of the things that will make you say, my life feels complete? And come up with 5 to 7 responses to that particular question. And then last but not least, the last question to ask yourself is, what was I born to do? What do I feel like I was born to do? What was I born to do? When I think about my life, we all have that thing that comes to mind, or those things that come to mind, that when you think about why you were created, why you were placed on this earth, the things, the types of people you were meant to impact, what do you feel like you were born to do? And that is, based off of that internal oomph, that thing that's kind of indescribable, but you know about it because you live with yourself all the time. And you know that there's this burning desire on the inside for you to be doing something, those things that you were born to do. What are the things that you feel like you were born to do? And list 5 to 7 responses for that as well. And so you'll go through the process of coming up with 5 to 7 responses for questions 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then I want you to sit back and reflect off of all the responses to each one of those questions. If you can only take 3 of those responses with you, if you had to highlight 3 of them, what 3 for question number 1 would you highlight? What 3 responses for question number 2 would you highlight? What responses for question number 3 would you highlight? And what questions or responses for question number 4 would you highlight? And you highlight 3 of them. It's not that 3 are better than the rest, but if you could only choose or highlight 3 for each one of the questions that's posed here, which 3 out of each question would you highlight? And that will give you some input to start developing and massaging what will ultimately be your life purpose statement. And your life purpose statement is simply taking what you're good at, what you love to do, marrying it with what you're good at, fueling it with your why, and confirming it against the backdrop of what you feel like you've been created to do. And so taking a look at your responses, you might love to organize stuff. You might love to take pictures. You might love music. You might be good at telling people, telling stories. You might be good at helping people deal with problems. And you begin to say, okay, how does what I love to do match with what I'm good at? And will it allow me to retire, to pay off my debt? Will it allow me to travel the world? And does it align with what I feel like I was born to do? And those are some of the magical ways that you can come up with creating this life purpose statement. And once you come up with your life purpose statement, which reflects what you love to do, with what you're good at, fueling it with your why, because it'll help you make your life feel complete, and confirming it against the backdrop of what you feel like you were created or born to do. Once you come up with that, then you go through the process of asking yourself, does my business represent these things? Does my business reflect what I love to do? Does my business reflect what I'm good at? Does my business allow me to do the things that I consider to be my why? And does my business really demonstrate what I was born to do? Because if your business does not mesh with these things, you're ultimately going to run into a point where you're going to get to a burnout stage. You're going to get tired. You're going to start to think, well, I don't know if this is what I want to do anymore. And that's where a lot of people find themselves quitting. It's because they start developing these businesses because they are the flashy businesses to do. But their business does not reflect what they love to do. It does not reflect what they're good at. It won't lead to their life feeling complete. And it will not allow them to really exercise what they were born to do. And so that is powerful to come to a revelation about. It's great once you're able to say, man, all right, I need to marry with what I love to do with what I'm good at. And it will allow me to do these things in my number 3. And then ultimately confirms, yeah, I was born to lead. Yeah, I was born to sing. Yeah, I was born to have an influence and mentor kids. Whatever that thing is that you were born to do. And if you can marry your life purpose statement with your business, then that's where the magic happens. Because when challenges, when obstacles begin to surface in your life, this part of it, in conjunction with this and this and this, will lead you to a place where you won't give up. You won't give in. You won't quit. And you will excel, because these are all things that are within you. And you're bringing them to the surface. And your business, if it reflects this, is something that will, if you will not quit, will ultimately have no other choice but to be successful. And I think that's something that we all want. I want success for you in life and in business. And so I want you to go through this exercise. If you run into challenges, feel free to reach out to me, and we'll see if we can get you through the process. But this is a very powerful exercise. And I would love to get some of the results of what you see once you're able to take a look at what you're what you come up with after you married those things together. All right, Kenny Pugh here, certified life coach entrepreneurs. Looking forward to sharing another video with you at some point in the future.